Just to
I lobbed a call on him, yeah.
No.
Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Breaking news.
Welcome. Yeah. Welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Jesse, before we went live on air, you were really disappointed that in your Chick-fil-A order today, they forgot your Chick-fil-A sauce.
It has never happened.
What happened today?
It has they have never fucked up one thing ever on
You
my
better not
order
even
ever.
say this over the air because they'll show up at your house with Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah, dude.
Like some 14-year-old kid will show up.
I know.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I'm so
I
sorry.
know, and
Yeah.
I'm not really talking shit. I'm just very surprised.
I understand.
I'm more surprised, and I wasn't even mad.
Yeah, you're disappointed.
I was more
than angry.
disappointed.
Sure. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand it. Yeah. I'm glad, hashtag prayers for Jesse, you've been able to get through it. Yeah.
Nothing worse than eating chicken
Without
a
anything on.
sauce.
I agree. So
I am a sauce monster.
you really are.
Everyone knows that about me.
Everyone knows that about you.
That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Super strange.
food is just a vehicle to get sauce in my mouth.
It's true. She's a saucier. She's a saucier. What about you, D'Anthony? I don't see you getting down on too many sauces.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't-
you do.
I don't like to drown my food in it for sure. But
Yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty sauceless guy.
No, sauce is important.
You
Are
think
you
so?
a half dipper?
No, I'm not a half dipper or anything, but I feel like I'm full. None like you.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm more about the preparation if I'm cooking. Like, it's more important to season your food before it's cooked than after it's cooked.
Okay.
And during the cooking process, so I kind of focus on that. But if I'm going to goddamn Chick-fil-A,
I got
obviously I'm eating a lot of Chick-fil-A sauce because
Yeah.
it's the best.
It is the best. It
I
is
don't
the best
even
sauce
want to
in the
know
business.
what's in it because I feel like I would probably get pissed off if I knew what was in it.
Apparently it's dairy-free. I may be wrong.
Who knows?
But it's like a mayonnaise base.
Who knows? It's goddamn delicious, I'll tell you that.
It's a slutty mayonnaise.
It really is. Speaking of sluts, our top story today, ching ching, Vegas casinos have been given the go-ahead to reopen. A lot of sluts going to be showing up in Vegas again. Damn it, I miss sluts.
Well, if you're on a
Calm
plane,
down, bro.
yeah, I mean you've got one right here.
Sorry.
Serious.
Sorry.
Jesus,
Kind of
sluttiest
weird
But
to
there's nothing
say
like a
it.
Vegas slut, you know?
No, if you're on a plane from LA to Vegas on Thursday morning, you will see all the whores.
Oh,
like every
all
single
of them.
stripper in Los
Oh,
Angeles
yes.
Correct.
flies to Vegas every Thursday
For
Yeah.
the weekend, huh?
because you make so much more money in Vegas than you do anywhere else.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the goddamn best.
It's worth flying out there, making your money, and flying back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not necessarily living there.
Sure. The first flight on Southwest, because everybody takes that Southwest flight
Sure.
to from Los Angeles to Vegas. It's about a 45-minute flight.
Mm-hmm.
You see all these hot girls, and you're like, oh, my God, these girls are going to be partying in Vegas. I'll probably see them in Vegas. They don't talk to you, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And then somebody has to tell you, hey, man, those are the strippers coming in. And you're like, God damn
They
it.
never, I have to admit, like, they never look like they're ready to party.
No, they
It's
look like they're
always
running a low-grade fever.
Yeah,
Yes.
all
like
the time.
Yes.
it's always like the extensions are in the bun,
Yeah.
the hat. I'm actually wearing the uniform right now. And
Yeah.
then like a suit,
Yeah,
sweatsuit of some type.
It says juicy on it.
She's got a Vegas hat on,
a
too.
big bag, right? Like a huge bag.
Yeah, you've got a Vegas Golden Knights hat on, too.
I do.
So
I do.
look at you. They made the playoffs.
Because
dude.
I'm wearing the white lady going on a plane uniform.
We're going to
Right.
Austin. We're not going to Vegas. Wish we were. The Bellagio, New York, Caesar's Palace, the Flamingo. These are some of the fan faves that are going to be opening their doors on June 4th with some strict, I'm going to put that in air quotes, social distancing practices in effect because let's face it, there's going to be none. The second that city opens, it's going to be bulls on parade, and I wish I was there. I love Vegas. I miss Vegas.
Yeah.
You know? It's one of those things you miss when you can't go. And since you can't go, you're like, fuck, man. I'd go there and tear it down right now.
I mean, I miss going there to watch fights and shit, but I don't care about Vegas
Yeah.
per se.
Really?
I don't.
I enjoy going to Vegas.
What do I do in Vegas that I can't do anywhere else? I drink all day, no matter where I am. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's it's like the quarantine. It doesn't really affect my life that much because I am a wall-to-wall piece of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean,
the wraparound.
Yeah.
Call that a wraparound in the
Yeah.
biz.
Ugh.
Yeah. No, I like the shows, the magic, the food. They've got some of the best restaurants on the planet there in Vegas.
They definitely do, but you have to admit, when we've been going there recently, we work.
It's true.
We
And
eat
we
at a
haven't
nice, try and eat at a nice dinner,
once. Yeah.
and go back.
You're right. You're right.
You know,
I miss
so
Vegas, though.
maybe you just miss
Partying.
a different you.
Well,
You know
there
what I
are
mean?
there are a lot of good restaurants there. Some
Maybe
of
I
the best
do.
steakhouses in the world are
Absolutely.
there. There are more master sommeliers in Las Vegas than any other city in the world.
Yeah.
So it's a nice place to go for sure.
So what's your prediction here for when this happens? I think there's going to be photos all over the news. People are raging their dicks off. Are those pools going to be open? Those party pools?
There's no way. You mean like Encore Beach Club and shit like that?
Yeah.
There's no way.
God.
Although you saw that shit in Missouri this weekend.
Yeah.
At the,
so
At the Ozarks.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The Navarros made a
I
lot
don't know.
of
I
money.
mean, Vegas is the filthiest fucking place in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, every time I go there, I get sick. If it's more than like 3 days, I get sick.
it's true, actually. You do.
I want to see that guy with a huge boa constrictor in front of Planet Hollywood.
I want to
you know,
see the
taking
guy.
photos.
I want to see the two dudes on my favorites on Fremont, which is the contortionist, the black guy that's a contortionist that dances to hip hop music, and then there's the I think he's a Latino dude that lets you kick him in the nuts
Oh, yes.
for like $25.
Yeah, for $20, you can kick this guy right in the nuts
I
as hard
don't
as you
know
want.
it, but
Great. He's a hard worker.
I
and,
just don't want
he's
him
had
to
some
be out of
downtimes.
work, to
Yeah,
be
same.
honest.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
he's been going through it during this pandemic, so I'm glad that he'll be up and working again. I want to see the guy with the boa constrictor out there.
Sure.
I want to see that
wanna see him.
outdoor bar where they have this 6-foot yard that you can put on a leash around your neck and drag it down the
Sure.
street. I want to see those guys up and firing.
sure. I
all
want
of
to
it.
see the minions
Yep.
with like
The
the
dirty
mask
costume,
on.
yeah.
Yep.
I like Nacho Daddy. You ever go there?
Yeah, we've been to Nacho Daddy actually.
One of Conan's.
You and I did.
One of Conan's.
We did.
Yeah.
buddies owns that place. So we
No
used-
Butt
shit.
buddies?
no.
Oh.
One of his buddies owns that place. We used to go there all the time and just get fucking wrecked, dude. I mean,
At Nacho Daddy's?
yeah. So they have
That's funny.
these scorpion shots that have like scorpion poison in them,
Yeah.
and a little scorpion at the bottom. And it's like once you get one of those, it's lights out after that.
It's over.
Yeah. So I feel like every time I look around the bar and somebody's starting to drink it, I'm like, here we go.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
follow them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the pile high nachos there. Do you remember?
No, I think it was it?
They were bigger than this desk. We took a picture out in front. And it just said, starting the trip off right, Nacho Daddies.
Yes.
Big fan. But yeah, this is going to be a complete shit show the second this
Yeah, I can't
this
wait.
opens.
Yeah.
And look, a lot of neighborhood pools are opening. I think the pools will be open. I don't know if Calvin Harris is going to be
Maybe
DJing.
here's the deal. So my apartment complex, Sawmill Point in Wilmington. For
Mm-hmm.
those of you who want to come murder me,
Why are you
there's-
saying that?
I don't give a shit. What are they gonna do? Honestly,
True. That's true.
come and murder me? I'm
Yeah,
like,
come
"All
and
right,
murder you."
fine."
Yeah.
No, it's the pool opened. Like they sent.
Oh,
out
it
an
did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did, like last weekend.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah.
They sent out an email. Actually, it was 2 weekends ago. They sent out an email. It was like, "Hey, fucking blah blah blah. You can do it, but you have to reserve it in advance, and only X amount of people could be there." And I walked outside to walk my dogs. Like mid-afternoon, I was gonna take them, walk them down the fucking pier and everything.
Uh-huh.
And as I was walking by, there's like 6,000 people there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Raging their faces
On
off.
Yeah.
top of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one. I mean, you can't. That is an unenforceable thing. Like, what's the owner of Encore Beach Club gonna do when these people? I don't know if you guys are familiar with Encore, but when you go in there, if you want to reserve one of the cabanas, it's $10,000 minimum
Yep.
for the day.
Yeah.
To do that.
Minimum.
So when these fucking Persian dudes, and they come in there a lot.
A lot.
Persian and Asian dudes,
Yeah.
like businessmen, come in there, and they will drop 50 to 100K a day.
Mm-hmm.
Are they really, them and their fucking harem of Instagram models? You really think somebody's going to come in and tell them to get out?
Nope.
Take your $100,000 and get out.
No.
It's like, please give me your $100,000.
Yeah.
One of the 4 bars, by the way, at the Lake of the Ozarks, at that something Jacks. I can't remember the name of the place. Backwater Jacks. yeah.
Backwater Jacks.
One of the 4 bars, just one of them that day,
Uh-huh.
Saturday, made $25,000. Just one of the 4 bars that are inside.
Are
the
you
place.
fucking kidding me?
Good for them.
Man.
Yeah, good for them.
Good
Yeah.
for them. Love to hear it.
Glad to see people back and partying
Yes.
again. I love it.
And making money.
Yeah, making money and living their life. God damn it. Next up, tech billionaires are plotting sweeping secret plans to boost Joe Biden. This really isn't a surprise, but it is surprising who reported this story. Vox, which is one of our faves.
No.
I'm surprised they're still in business at this point.
I don't know how they are. Honestly, they're getting propped up by some lefty donor, probably, because there's no way they're making money. It's Ezra Klein.
Yeah.
I think he wrote for Washington Post for a while. I mean, maybe he still does, but he works for MSNBC,
and
a couple of other organizations. He's as left as you get.
Anyways, Vox published an article by Theodore Schleifer. I hope I'm not pronouncing that right.
Schleifer, probably.
Is he? I'd really eliminate some consonants in that fucking last name if I were him. That details how Democrat Silicon Valley billionaires are attempting to shape the 2020 presidential election. These billionaires' arsenals are funding everything from nerdy political science experiments to divisive partisan news sites to rivalrous attempts to overhaul the party's beleaguered data file.
This is the same shit that fucking the Republicans got shit talked about all during 2016.
Correct.
So they're trying to play the same game that not necessarily Republican politicians, but let's be honest, they're complicit in it. Like the idea that there's a fucking Hillary for America super PAC or a Trump for America super PAC, and he doesn't understand. Like, there's supposed to be a wall between the candidate side and the fucking private organization side. And you can't discuss strategy across that wall and blah, blah, blah. Bullshit.
Right.
Like, I've seen it in person. I know for a fucking fact it happens. It's like, hey, hope you weren't planning on running this messaging because that's what we're going to run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is completely illegal, and it happens every single day on both sides of the fence, so don't have any delusions about that. But this is the most interesting quote for me from this whole thing. This is from one of the billionaires. He said, because the Biden campaign is the Biden campaign, what we are doing on the independent side matters a hell of a lot more than it would previously. That means Biden is a fucking retard, and no one wants to vote for this piece of shit. He's a fucking rapist, and he is full of shit. Fucking sniffs people. Can't remember where he is half the time.
Yeah.
Fucking is racist as fuck. It's like in 2016, progressives were on the move. And somehow the Democratic Party nominated a woman who attacked rape victims, like helped get the crime bill passed that put 3 million black dudes in jail, was for the Iraq War, against marriage equality. The list goes on. And they're like, hey, you know what? Let's step it up a notch. let's put somebody even fucking worse.
Joe Biden.
Like, at least she said the super predator comment in 1994 and didn't just tell black people they weren't black 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, God damn. Did you see Andrew Schultz bit on Biden,
I
by the
think
way?
that was a week ago. That's how long or short the news cycle is.
Yeah.
I believe that happened last Friday. 6 days ago that Biden did that you ain't black line that is heard around the world. And I hate to interrupt you here, but I think you might be correct now with Kamala Harris, because after that line and then what's going on, you know, in Minnesota and everything else, I don't know that he has a choice but not to pick Kamala Harris as VP.
Yeah, you don't want to bring on Klobuchar because even indirectly she's going to be complicit in the political, the white
on white
problem bullshit there.
I think you're right, especially with what's happened now. He doesn't have a fucking choice but to get her. But this tech shit that's going on behind the scenes, look, we talked about it it's happening with Twitter already. Yeah. They're getting together behind the scenes for sure. Yeah. And trying to help. But the problem is,
I don't understand, because Trump is way better for them financially than Biden is, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Not just a matter of the economy, but the fucking the crowd he draws on social media is a fucking gold mine of data and fucking money, like advertising.
Never ending. Yeah. And with this isn't surprising to me, because this was, again, like you said, this was the Trump strategy in 2016. After all of these Zoom conferences and virtual rallies and all this shit.
Yeah, but Biden
needs help.
These were like the Trump campaign hired these people. Like
Correct.
Cambridge Analytica, for example.
Yep.
Which I have friends who work there who like were part of that whole fucking campaign.
Yeah.
They were super smart about the way they collected and exploited data. Like that's what marketing is, collecting and exploiting data. Yeah. They were very, very good at it. And so it wasn't like this, per se. This is private companies. These are billionaires who have gone out on their own and decided to use their massive public profile and money and their social media tools, which, again, we've discussed, have almost become de facto public utilities at this point, to influence a fucking election.
Yeah.
This is what you get from Citizens United. If you were on Mitt Romney's side back in the day during the 2012 campaign, you were like, yeah, fucking corporations are people. No, they're fucking not. They're not.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
A business is not a person, motherfucker. And this is what happens. You don't make laws to benefit you at the time. You make laws that your opponent can't exploit down the road. Because this is what fucking happens.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more fucking Democratic billionaires right now that have influence in the tech world than there are Republican ones.
Yeah.
So you fucked yourself over by being an asshole. Good job.
The one thing I think that's important for this case study, and I do look at this as a case study, this upcoming election, is if it doesn't work for the Democrats, which I don't believe it will.
If it doesn't, they can't win.
That's what I'm saying. But if it doesn't work and they don't win, then what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If this doesn't work, then I don't think they can win elections anymore at the national level, because that's how you do it now.
Right.
You exploit data and social media, unless the Republicans decide to run someone that is so hated.
In 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't see how you would win at that point.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. And the weird thing about it, the way this year has gone, like months have slowed down. I thought March was really slow. This is sped up. We're almost into June now. We're less than 5 months away. I mean, it's coming up quick. The election's coming up very quickly.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. I looked at the fucking calendar today. I was like, oh, shit. We have 5 months. 5 months left until this thing is over. Because then after that, it's another 4 years of, like, why?
Yeah, honestly, there's a part of me that almost wants Biden to win, just so I don't have to hear liberals whine for 4 more years.
Yeah.
It's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. Can you believe it? Yeah, I can, dude. He's an old white dude. I can absolutely believe it. But is what he's saying relevant? No. And look, if you're dumb enough out there to commit hate crimes because the president chooses poor language sometime, you were going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Just like if the only reason, like Matthew McConaughey says, if the only thing keeping you from being a piece of shit is the promise of divine reward, then brother, you are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
No.
do what you want.
It's the way it is. But if you are a piece of shit at home, might as well rest comfortably on a ghost bed mattress from ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Best in the biz. Their memorial sale is still going on right now. 30% off of bundle packages. Bundle it up. Get the sheets, the pillows, the mattress, the adjustable base, all of it. It's the best in the biz. Or you can get a mattress and 2 free pillows right now. The rest of the fucking store is 25% off still during the quarantine because it's still going on in a lot of states. As always, these deals are applicable with the 36-month pay-as-you-go program. Knocks it down to like $20 a month. You're good to go. A lot of people have been getting bundle packages. I understand it, man. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
It's the best. Best in the biz. Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros today and treat yourself. If you got that stimulus check, dude, $20 a month, you can be living in the lap of luxury. They got those cooling mattresses, too. Summer's coming. Summer is coming. Speaking of which, Texas elementary students are going back to school. The first Fort Worth students to return to school classrooms will be back as early as next week after campuses were closed due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. 4 elementary schools in the district are preparing to open to have students back on campus for summer school. Most of the kids who will be attending summer school are bilingual or English as a second language students who the district determined would benefit from a learning environment difficult to create outside of the classroom. There's also a number of special needs kids included in that group. Beyond, just being able to get the kids around other kids and out of the house, I'm glad that kids who need extra help are going to get it.
There's a lot of kids particularly in inner city areas, urban areas that kind of depend on the daily school lunch programs and shit like that. even during the summer. Like, that shit goes year round in a lot of districts.
Yeah.
So it's good they're going to be able to get back to that. I don't know what the I mean, there's a lot of good things happening here. Like, the child care thing is going to, I don't know if it's an issue so much right now because a lot of these people that depend on child care are not working.
Yeah.
But as soon as they start going back to work, like, that shit's going to become necessary again. And what's that going to look like? Like, how many of the former child care workers aren't going to return because of fear about the virus or because they just want to keep getting paid to do nothing or whatever the case is, right?
Right.
I don't know what that's going to look like, but this is good for parents especially.
It is, and it's great for kids because, look, we have 2 kids. They've been home the entire time, and some neighbors have been like, don't play with our kids, don't, stay off the lawn, all that other shit.
I'm not sure if that's necessarily about the virus, though.
Yeah. It's probably about
It's probably about us our dirty little kids.
and
No,
more specifically you.
yeah, probably just me.
Yeah.
Probably just me. But it's one of those things where the kids also want to go back and have some form of structure and learn and play with other kids and get back into a routine because
Yeah, for sure.
they're fucking bored, man.
Yeah.
The kids are bored themselves. Like you were saying with these inner city schools, and those kids, though, they depend on these lunches.
Yep.
They depend on these school programs. And especially, man, if you're working 2 or 3 jobs to try to make ends meet, to pay for daycare on top of it, if they could go to school, would be really beneficial to those families as well. And yeah, man, look, if our school was open right now for our kids to do some form of after-school thing or whatever they were going to do, fuck, man.
So camps are going on over the summer, and there's some people that are like going to do it, and some people are like, dude, at this point, let's just have a summer. But if camps are happening,
Yeah.
schools can. And then we all got the CDC regulations for how school is going to look.
Yeah, that's retarded, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Yeah,
you really gonna-
explain that. Did they drop the one from North Carolina?
Yeah, so it's
Well, it's from the
just-
CDC.
Yeah, it's from the CDC. So
Okay.
it's for every school
state?
that's
But
wanting
the CDC is not a governing body of any sort. They can go fuck themselves.
So it's just
Right,
a
so-
recommendation,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So limiting kids in the class, staggering. So like some kids will go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then it'll switch the next week. Masks, eating lunch at their desks. Cafeteria is not going to happen. Recess, I guess, is not going to happen. I don't know. It's when we got it, like in our neighborhood, it was,
Depressing.
yeah, it was eesh. And it was also, how the fuck are we going to make kindergarten, first grade kids do these things?
Right.
You know,
Well,
wearing
that's
a
strange.
mask, keeping it on, like not hanging
you
out.
can't do that, first. And second,
Yeah.
removing the community aspect from that defeats the fucking purpose of school in the first place. I can teach
Right.
I can teach my kids a lot more than someone who got a basic education degree. No offense.
Yeah.
But like, I'm capable of teaching them way more than that. You're not going to school for that. You're going to school to learn how to socialize. Otherwise, it was homeschool, because homeschool kids have a better education. Like, statistically, it's not even close, right? And so do private school kids. But both of those things, one silos you completely, and one silos you in people that only look and think like you for the most part. So that's why I'm a big fan of public schools. I want the kid to be exposed to as much shit early on as possible. Well, that's not going to be possible now. Like, if you're all sitting there silently with your fucking hands in your lap all day, there's no opportunity for things like conflict.
Right.
And learning conflict resolution and learning about other people and their cultures and bullshit like that, it's not going to happen. What's the fucking point?
Yeah, so I'm not worried about what my kid's learning. So, like, the curriculums they've given us, he can do in, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's not the point. The point is exactly what he's saying, which is, like, the things that he needs to do in school academically, we can do. You can do it in an hour. But you have recess, you have little projects, you have hanging out, all of these things, exactly. Conflict, learning how to share your space, learning how to get out of people's faces, like all these things that are going to...
And learning how to talk shit. It's also important.
True.
Yeah.
Sports.
Because if you don't know how to talk shit...
Yeah. You're going to be a little bitch your whole life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't think Texas schools are going to follow this.
No. Texas doesn't give two fucks about any of this stuff.
No.
What happens if you don't follow it? Because there's no way
To enforce it.
that my kid's going to be able to do it. Like I said, he's cute, but not that.
Just wait for the
Right.
first kid that gets kicked out of school because he won't follow those rules.
And then
because it's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It will absolutely happen. It's going to be some kid that's on the spectrum, like even at a lower level, like me, like at a lower level, or someone who has ADHD or some shit like that is not going to be able to stop touching their face. They're not going to be able to have that mask sitting on their face
or
all
touching
day.
each other. Like that's the
There's
thing.
no
They're
way.
going to see each other, and that's the problem with even having kids in our neighborhood play together. Is as adults, we're like, dude, we're fine. We can not touch each other and like get in each other's faces, but kids just can't.
Right.
And allowing them to be close to each other without interacting in any way. I mean, I guess we're teaching them something, but it's going to be really fucking hard. That's all. So,
Oh God, how many kids have even died from COVID? Like 8? I think it's like 8
I
or
don't
something.
know, man.
Oh, I didn't even know
if
it was
it's
that
high.
many.
Yeah, I didn't
Like
either.
children, but they all had complicating factors of some sort.
and
Right.
wasn't it
Form of
this other thing
respiratory.
that resembles Yosaki disease or something like this?
I don't know, but that sounds delicious.
No, it's not Yosaki disease. That's a sushi place here. It's Kawasaki.
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki
Isn't it
disease.
sashimi disease or
Nothing
something like
wrong
this?
with Yosaki. It's a fine restaurant in Wilmington.
Kawasaki.
There it
Kosaki,
is. Yeah.
Kosaki, whatever.
hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you know what? It's
Where's
probably
that from,
just,
Dan?
It's probably just hand, foot, and mouth.
Where's
Where's
what
the
from?
origin of that disease?
Kids get hand, foot, and mouth.
The first question is, how do you get Kawasaki disease? Idiots. Actually, that might be what it's called.
It's from riding too many motorcycles.
Kawasaki. It is Kawasaki.
Yeah, I
There-
know.
There is something
I
called
know.
Kawasaki. Let's see. Inflammation. Where did it originate? Oh, wow. It's a high fever.
Yeah, so I don't think it's the hand, foot, and mouth thing.
I mean, it's called Kawasaki disease probably because of the person who discovered it, not necessarily because of the origin. And Kawasaki is that Korean?
I believe Japanese, but who knows? Who knows? I was just curious. I had not heard of that when it popped up on the news the other day that a kid in North Carolina had it and they showed him.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, oh, geez.
It's just kind of weird that they're attributing that to COVID.
They're attributing everything to COVID.
Right.
You
So,
know, gunshot victims probably had COVID before they got shot, you know?
I think Jeffrey Epstein died of COVID.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He definitely did, yeah. I don't think it was definitely not him being murdered.
No.
No.
He had COVID before.
yeah. So, anyways,
I want to put that out there. And if you are in an Epstein realm right now, right, and you think you might be murdered, you might want to relax a little bit by drinking a can of Killcliff CBD from killcliffcbd.com.
an Epstein realm.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there I feel that are on the verge of like an Epstein realm where you're like, you ever see like a rich older white man and you're like, I wonder what you really do behind closed doors.
Oh, no, I just know.
After that many years of doing whatever you want as a rich person, I assume you're going to get pretty weird.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, one would think.
I don't. You didn't hear about a whole lot of like the Roman middle class, which would be equivalent to our lower class now for the most part. Didn't take part in all the bullshit. Like they weren't fucking kids and shit, and they didn't have like 13-year-old male lovers like Julius Caesar did, for example.
Sure.
Right.
But the Romans, the rich people, they were like, yeah, I can do what I want. Who's gonna stop me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They fucked their relatives. They fucked children. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like all these old rich people, at some point you got to go Logan's Run, right? Once you make your first $1 billion,
Yeah.
they put a gem in your hand and you got 10 years, bitch. And as soon as you're past that 10 years, that gem turns red and somebody shows up and smokes your ass.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
When you're
Then
at
we
that
wouldn't be-
level,
Then we wouldn't be dealing with all these fucking Walton kids. All of Sam Walton's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Sam
yeah.
Walton was a really good dude.
Yeah.
And started his store with really good principles and shit.
Yep.
And then he gave it over to his cunt children. And they have fucking ruined everything.
Wal-
They are the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Walton, Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
I met one of them in LA, by the way. And I was like, oh, you don't say. I didn't know the whole story and everything that Dan was telling me about. And I
Okay.
was just like,
Okay.
all right, cool, man.
I like calling
You're right, though.
the
All
heads
these.
of major corporations cunts during the middle of an ad read. That's my thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
sorry,
that's
sorry,
right.
Killcliff.
Killcliff. We'll get to it in a second. But I've met a couple billionaires in my life. And I'm sure you have too, Dan.
Oh, yeah. quite a
They're
few, though.
fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, you could tell that straight mish is just not doing it for them anymore.
No.
Well, it depends on where they are in their life cycle and how they got rich. Like if it's an old oil person that's been rich since childhood, maybe they're probably, well, not maybe, they're probably in some weird shit. But if it's some dum-dum, like Elon Musk, after the sale of PayPal, probably had a couple of normal years. And then it went off the rails. That's why I'm saying you got 10 years.
His wife did I didn't know she was like a best-selling author. His first wife, she wrote a fucking huge expose on what it was like being married to Elon Musk and how it changed, like as he got money and shit like that.
Oh, for sure. She didn't have to write
It's
that.
a good read. No, she did not.
We knew exactly how that happened.
She didn't. But she said, I knew I was the piece is called I Knew I Was a Starter Wife.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
What's her name? Tallulah Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her in New Orleans once. Actually.
Really?
Yeah, at an energy conference. I was there doing bodyguard work for General Petraeus.
Did you guys
No
hook up
shit.
or
Was she
what?
normal?
Answer my question.
Did you get it in?
No, she was with Elon. He was there too for the energy conference. But yeah, we banged. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah. Okay, knew
Elon
it,
and I,
knew
not
it,
the
knew it.
woman. I just wanted to be. Look, power is attractive.
Look.
Like I would have been Monica Lewinsky for sure. if
Wait,
if the president started shooting eyes at me, I'd be like, you know what? I kind of got to do this.
Yeah.
And plus,
Yeah.
it's a duty to your country.
yeah.
Like I don't want. Here, from my perspective, I don't want Clinton or Bush or Obama or Trump or whomever it is going into tense negotiations for foreign policy, and all they can think about is pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to bang the dude.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Right? And it also establishes dominance over the president, which, I mean, that's like peeing on the highest mountain in the world if you're a dog, right? Like you own the whole fucking world.
One would imagine. I haven't been lucky enough.
Well, look, everybody
put my
should
cards right.
everybody should get to fuck a president at some point, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I feel like Trump has probably fucked the most.
Maybe. I try to
I don't actually
I try
believe
to
that.
picture him having sex,
Yeah.
and it seems weird.
JFK. Probably JFK at Tuesdays for me.
For sure. But I do not think Trump has a high number, to be honest with you.
I would watch a Trump sex tape. I mean, I would watch any sex tape. Let's be real.
Sure.
But
There it is.
I would love to see a Trump sex tape because I just want. It seems like he would be like a refrigerator with arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his entire body, his entire
But
torso, and
all
everything
together.
moves. His
Tell me it's
Unison.
huge.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah,
me
yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Tell me it's huge.
Yeah, and Obama probably cries the whole time because he's a pussy.
Yeah.
George Bush is probably drunk as fuck, so he doesn't know where he is.
He's got coke dick.
Yeah, coke dick maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see, Clinton.
Clinton
likes.
Clinton fucked everyone.
I don't know if he
Gina
would be
Gershon.
good. I don't know if he'd be good at fucking, but he definitely probably eats ass, which is good news.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you let me eat your ass for a little bit?
But then you're back at Bush Senior, and I don't know about him.
He was a mish guy.
I mean,
all the way.
he's a
Yeah.
pretty rigid.
Remember his wife Babs?
Barbara Bush.
Yeah, we did a whole show on Babs dying on the death of Babs one time.
Barbara Bush looked when she was 40 years old, she looked 70, and when she was 70, she looked 70.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. She got stuck in time.
Her hair was beyond gray. It was like a bright white.
Yeah.
My question is this: do you think she had a big bright white bush as well?
Oh yeah. I mean, what do you think, she was fucking shaving it up?
I hope
At
so.
what age
She
do
was probably
women
waxing.
stop? When are you going to stop tending to your area?
Last
I
year.
think you get it lasered. You got to get it lasered then. If
Couple
it's
months
a
ago.
big, huge gray bush, you got to get lasered.
I don't know. I think I would do
I
something
think-
fun.
I think it actually
Spray paint it.
thins out over time. Is that true?
I haven't seen a whole lot of elderly vaginas.
No, but
Dan's the expertise.
yes, I do.
Expertise.
Do
He's
you
got
not-
the expertise on the fucking bush.
Would you not think he was? But
Not
just
for a
like,
grandma.
No, but just like hair in general.
I mean, I'll find out now.
Yeah.
Please do.
Challenge accepted. For
I've
Dan.
seen a lot
I
more.
don't think anything's a thick anything when you're older. Do you know what I'm saying?
I've seen a lot
even-
more old dicks than I have old
Okay,
vaginas.
so but
Yeah,
it'd be the
I've seen
same
old
principle.
dicks.
So what is that pube sitch like
Gray
on an
pubes.
old gray? Yes, thick. Not so
I
much.
feel like
right?
they become straighter. The hair has become straighter.
straighter, softer, thinned out.
Maybe thinned out. Yeah, I don't know.
You
But
got to go to Fantastic Sam's and get that cut. You know.
It almost looks like a straightener has.
If
gone.
I could get Donald Trump's haircut on my pubes, I would absolutely do that.
Oh, a nice comb over?
Yeah.
On,
I want
on the
to.
side?
Maybe I can get a Merkin.
Possibly.
A Trump
Merkin,
yeah.
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 Merkins for Trump.
Yeah.
And then you could show up at the rally with that on, that orange
I would
Merkin
love
on.
for you to get a Trump wig for one of your dogs.
Ah, that'd be great. That'd be a great photo
That's a
shoot.
good idea, yeah.
And then after use it for your Merkin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Double purpose.
Yeah. Repurpose it is what you want to
Repurpose
do.
it.
Well, I do refer to
Recycle.
my dick as a Rottweiler a lot, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. That's
Who
true.
are you fucking telling that to?
You know, whoever will listen, really.
Yeah, we're a captive audience right now.
People, whenever I go to visit churches.
By the way, we were in the middle of KillCliffCBD.com.
Sorry, bud.
Promo code Drinkin Bros is 20% off at KillCliffCBD.com. It keeps the gray out of your pubes. A lot of people don't know that. That's what CBD does. It keeps your pubes at a nice peak black, a nice black pube.
I don't think that's real.
And it keeps them thicker. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there's no THC in a KillCliff CBD from KillCliffCBD.com. 25 milligrams of CBD in every single can. 3 amazing flavors. Free shipping and 20% off when you go to KillCliffCBD.com with the promo code Drinkin Bros. 20% off there. Watch those pubes on that CBD. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, only because I do not want to wax or shave as an
You
older,
hope they just
as
fall
an
out.
older gal. I hope they get thinner. Yeah, for sure.
And they just fall out. All right.
Straighter and thinner would be great if
Okay.
that's true.
Sure.
Dan has no evidence for that.
Again, he
but
said he would do it over the weekend. So let's
Research?
let the man research. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get
I'll
back
find
next
out,
week.
yeah.
Oh,
Jeez.
sure.
I'll call some people.
You just need to.
No, you just
You
go
don't need to
through.
call
you
people.
You
need to
go
find
through.
out.
You go through the white pages and pick out because you can tell an old person's name.
Oh,
The
yeah.
white pube
Yeah,
pages.
there's
yeah.
no
Like-
there's no Kimberly with a C.
Yeah,
that's
no.
that's fucking 90 years old. I'm
Yeah.
calling like Gertrudes and Myrtles
Esther.
and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask them, hey, I'm with the government, send me a picture of your vagina.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him. Hey,
Show me your pubes.
I thought of show me your pubes again right there from was it Growing Pains?
show me. Your pubes
Show me those
again.
pubes again. R.I.P. Boner.
Show me those pubes.
He's dead. So is
Who?
mine. Boner from the show Growing Pains.
Oh yeah.
He's
yeah.
he's dead.
That's not wasn't his real name, but he did hang himself in the woods.
He did.
So
We found that out the hard way live on air.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And you said your boner's gone too.
Yeah.
What
After
happened?
this story.
well, mine's
Oh,
actually
okay.
on the come up. So
How
have-
perfect you two, like this, like a teeter totter, you two.
we have different interests.
How fun.
That's why I wasn't mad when you were talking about bondage that day.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
got super butthurt about it.
He got really
Yeah.
mad, and
Oh
he
my
didn't
God!
get
I was
mad.
not. I did not care. I will choke and tie and fucking stab you if you want.
We can't go
By
through
the
this
way,
again.
we need
cannot
to
go through
get
this
Owen
again.
on the show. Owen, who works with us, is one of our editors. I can say this on air, right, Alec? It doesn't matter. Fuck it.
Nah, let's move on.
No.
Really?
No, he would. I think he'd be on the show. Are you giving us the thumbs up, Papa Giorgio? I'm going to go ahead and take that as a thumbs up. Okay. Nobody knows his last name.
Oh, Lord.
Owen could be made up. I don't fucking know.
We'll
Either
just
way,
say his name is Owen.
yeah, he shot
It's
some.
also his name.
We found out he shot some aggressive pornography today. And that
good
was
for
one of
him.
his first gigs.
Oh yeah,
in production.
That's not bad.
No, but yeah, he was a camera guy, and he said during a rape scene, because that was the first scene he shot in porn, was a rape fantasy thing that he almost got
okay.
nutted on.
Well, you got to be careful.
He said it just missed him.
But it is what it is.
He was the cameraman, though. He was the cameraman.
It is what it is.
So
Like I've been peed on before. I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm sure.
While I'm sleeping and stuff.
Yeah.
Dudes will pee on you.
yeah.
I mean, Greg Maddux used to sneak up on rookies in the shower. Greg Maddux, the pitcher from the Atlanta Braves, the Cubs, etc., would sneak up on unsuspecting people in the shower and start pissing on their feet and legs. And
Yeah.
Mike Remlinger, who was one of the relief pitchers, he told me in Iraq, he was like, yeah, we called him the Mad Pisser. And he also refused to shave his pubes. He would like take a pick and tease out his pubes and just walk around like an old man in a gym through the locker room with his fucking bush out, make eye contact, what's up, guys, and just walk off and stuff. That made me
If I
like him
was a
even more.
Yeah,
dude-
same.
If I was a
It's a power
dude,
move.
I would do that
Yeah.
shit.
Did you
Sure.
Did you see that video he made with Chris Bryant, where he dressed up like the fucking
Yeah.
janitor or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Maddox is fucking
He
hilarious.
was 54 years old or something. He was lighting Chris Bryant up.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
Still to this day. Next up, this one's sobering. The Minneapolis police, you know the ones. I'm guessing if you have the stomach for it, you've probably already seen the video. Obviously, there's riots going on in Minneapolis as we speak. Dan, this is one that I think everyone in the world is united on.
Yeah.
There is no editing tricks. There is no other angles. Like, we've seen all of them. I've seen all of the videos. And then last night, the owner of the Target said that he has personally watched the surveillance video, and he goes, look, everything you're seeing is correct.
I'm pretty sure the Target was on fire yesterday, by the way.
That was AutoZone, actually.
Oh, it was AutoZone. Okay.
AutoZone. You got to get in the zone. AutoZone.
They are not paying us to say that either.
Yeah.
No,
That
they
their-
should be.
That their
No.
building got burned down in a riot.
No, but was it not the best marketing for them?
No, it's not.
Get in the zone.
What do you mean the AutoZone?
AutoZone.
You mean the AutoZone situation?
Yeah.
Yeah. you
Yeah.
mean where- yeah.
But AutoZone was everywhere, you know? So when that fucker went up in flames,
Their
there
logo's
was
out there.
It's everywhere. So do you lose one store, Dan, for the sake of marketing?
No, because you don't want your logo on fire for 4 hours,
Associated with
typically.
the riots over
It
there.
was a lot longer than 4 hours because there was tires in there. So
Yeah.
tires
Yeah.
take a long time to burn.
They do. Ask any Somali,
Yeah.
because they very frequently have them wrapped around their bodies and set on fire.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What's that for?
Torture, because it's a very slow burn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's not great.
And it stinks, too.
Yeah, I don't think they're really thinking about the smell so much as their flesh is melting off of their bodies. But,
Probably
Oh, I'm
50-50.
sure.
for the bystanders, it's probably unpleasant.
Yeah.
I mean, those terrorists, the Al-Shabaab guys are getting lung disease and shit from it. So, that
Yeah.
sucks, I guess.
Does it? Fuck them. Fuck them is what I say.
Maybe not.
I'm going to say this about this case, this George Floyd thing. It's been nice to see literally everyone come together over this and say, hey, man, this is super fucked up and something's got to be done about it. I'm still surprised, though, there hasn't been arrest made.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what they're fucking waiting for. There's under any circumstances, and the only way that something like that would be acceptable is if the guy was had killed somebody or tried to kill somebody, was currently trying to kill someone, had a weapon in their hand, or whatever the fuck. This guy was handcuffed on the ground.
Right.
So I haven't seen a single police. We know quite a few cops. I haven't seen a single person come out in defense of these assholes.
No.
And I'm not sure why they haven't been arrested yet either. I think this is at a minimum third-degree murder, which
What does that carry? Sentence-wise?
I don't know sentence-wise, but in Minnesota, third-degree murder is like in between voluntary manslaughter and second-degree murder. Second-degree murder would just be like, you piss me off and I kill you. It wasn't premeditated.
Right.
And then third-degree murder would be like negligence, for lack of a better phrase.
Sure.
Something
Probably
like
looking at
that.
10 to 15.
But a reasonable person should expect a death to occur through that. And look, any police officer has received any amount of training, or any normal fucking human being knows that you can't kneel on somebody's windpipe for 5 to 7 minutes and expect them to live.
Right.
That's not how life works.
Right.
So fuck these guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm all for due process and stuff, but if you see tensions starting to mount, I mean, they fired them immediately, which was good.
Right.
But why the district attorney hasn't charged? I don't know if they're waiting to see what they're going to charge the bystander cops as well. But they should at least have this dude off the street. And it seems like the community's kind of taking it into their own hands now in a couple of different ways. One, which I am kind of a fan of. I just hope it doesn't set a dangerous precedent. The one I'm a fan of is that a lot of people showed up to the cop's house and they're standing outside.
Love it.
Not on his property. They're
Yep.
standing there, and
Not violently.
he keeps ordering food or some shit.
Oh,
and
I did read that this
every
morning.
time
Yes.
somebody shows up,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
people tell the delivery driver, "Hey, this is the guy that fucking murdered that kid."
And they've taken the food back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I like it.
The other way that they're not handling well is, look, you have to learn, regardless of how angry you are, this is in business, in life, in your relationships, in politics, everything. You have to learn when to take yes for an answer, right? When something bad like this happens and the general consensus is, and the activity is, fuck these guys, this is wrong. We're all on your side. Going out in public and looting and burning shit down makes you look like a fucking asshole.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, and it
Right.
it muddies your fucking cause.
Yeah.
Like, you know, taking a fucking 80-inch plasma out of there, out of a Target doesn't help you.
Well, there was one group. These two guys stole. You could see the video. It's like 3 75-inch TVs.
I saw that. Yeah, it was on a cart too. They wheeled them out.
Yeah, like that's your.
And then they took hammers to the cash registers inside the Target, assuming, I guess, there was money in there. But they drug an ATM out in the middle of the street, started bashing that open, and they burned down the get in the zone, auto zone. They burned that down.
I would say I understand the frustration, but I really don't. From their perspective, I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand what frustration feels like, and I understand that is what they're experiencing at a level that I can't comprehend probably, but you have to get control of yourself. Let this stuff, let yourself win. Don't be somebody that, and this is stupid, and I don't mean to be dismissive, but don't be that person that tweaks with your lineup on Sunday morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be that person that writes a good paper and then goes back and nitpicks everything and fucks it up. And fucks your point up. You know what I mean? Take yes for an answer. Everybody is on your side right here. You got to calm the fuck down. This is not how. I feel like this is all kind of a cultural insurgency. And after you get the public's attention, the second part is to get people on your side. That's when it's called patronage. That's when stuff in the phases of insurgency actually start to happen. Like good stuff starts to happen. And you're in the way right now. I don't care. I don't want to be one of those white people that try to tell black and brown people when and where to protest and how, because that's not my fucking business. But I do want you to win that fight. I want to live in a world that doesn't have stupid shit like this happening. So get the fuck out of the way. And let yourself win.
The problem is if this keeps going, right? Because last night I watched all the coverage. It was on every single network, and all they're showing is people stealing shit. Because I'm with you. You already won this one. Everyone is on your side. Yeah. By doing this, you're taking away from
arrested.
No. But won the public opinion, right? Where this is one of the first cases in a while, besides the one 2 weeks ago, I guess, where it was just like, hey,
well,
man,
that only happened after
the fact, right?
Like 2 months. After
2
the
months,
fact.
right? And they were fighting for that peacefully for a long time.
I understand, but a video came out of that, which is what ultimately ended up sealing the deal for that.
By one of the white guys.
Correct.
Ultimately, because he thought it would get him
this
off,
one. This video has been seen around the world when they showed up at the police precinct last night. Protesting at the police precinct. Yes, absolutely. The governors. Somebody who can actually do something. Going to a Target or an AutoZone isn't going to do. It's not going to have the effect that you hope it's having.
No, I mean,
if this keeps going on tonight, you know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you're stealing the narrative away from people that actually have the point.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, if I go on a rant about how the Affordable Care Act is a handout to private insurance companies and it fucks over women's rights as long as the organization you work for is a religious one, and there's all sorts of fucked up shit in there. And then somebody comes up behind me and is like, yeah, fuck that black bastard, and says some racist shit like that. It's like, oh, great. Now all they heard was this piece of shit right here. And right now on the public stage, all fucking these rural white people we're seeing, the people that you need their vote to make this change. You need their support to make this change. I don't care if that seems denigrating to you or not. That is the reality of the case. If all they're seeing right now are assholes on television. And I know that doesn't represent most people, just like this one
just
shitty
like
cop.
this cop.
Yeah, it doesn't represent most people, but you have to understand what you're doing and that you're getting in the way of what could have been a good narrative that pushed things forward a little bit. Yeah. Now you're pulling them backwards again. It's fucking stupid. Yeah. When we play tug of war, we all need to be on the same goddamn side.
I agree. Hopefully these guys will be brought in soon and arrested, but we'll see.
I mean, it just happened Monday. But what more evidence do they need?
I don't know, man. I've seen 19 different angles of this video. Like there's one at the Target that's left. That's pretty much it at this point. So again, we'll see. We'll see how tonight goes. Jesus. Next up, we got DukeCannon.com. Is there a better body wash on the planet than Duke Cannon? Absolutely not.
No.
These guys are doing it, dude. Promo code Drinkin Bros, 20% off and free shipping. This one was actually suggested by you guys. It's a veteran-owned company. They give a decent part of their proceeds back at the end of the year to veteran charities. And you guys use this all the time, and you're like, dude, we'd love to have a promo code for this. So here's the deal. You get a jug of this, and it's a big fucking jug, to be honest with you. You use about a quarter size. The viscosity of it's pretty thick, pretty dense on the body, hence the giant word thick on the bottle itself. There's 4 scents. You use the Naval Supremacy. I'm an Old Glory guy myself, and they are the best in the biz, man, for real. This is the greatest goddamn soap on the planet.
I want you to get the soap with the Buffalo Trace in it.
Oh, I have it.
The whiskey.
I have it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have it. I haven't pulled out the, because it comes with a scrubber, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's rad, man. Duke Cannon is the fucking best company. I'm so stoked they're here, and thanks to all the listeners for reaching out and saying, hey, get us a promo code for that. It's Drinkin' Bros, 20% off and free shipping. One of these things is $9, or you can get all 4 for $30, and that's a rad deal. It'll last you the whole goddamn year. Father's Day is coming up. Duke Cannon's a great gift for your dad. Go to dukecannon.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros, 20% off. Next up, the Dow Jones is back up over 25,000. It's the first time it's been back over 25,000 since March, when the market started to tank. A lot of bank stock has risen during this uptick, which is interesting. Man, I can't understand the stock market, to be honest with you, during what's going on now.
Like, well, the bank stuff is mortgages.
The bank stuff is mortgages, right?
Yeah.
Because the rates are so low. So
it's not just because the rates are slow, actually. I talked to someone this morning about that. So the reason there are more, and we talk about this, actually. Is there another, or is it in this one? Yeah, it's in this one. Let's see, 6 straight weeks of record high mortgages or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And the reason is anybody that was in progress with a mortgage before all this shit happened, and their job changed to either part-time, or they were laid off, or they were getting unemployment or whatever, they had to start their mortgage application all over again.
Right.
Which that's why you're seeing this big of an uptick. But people are buying houses like a motherfucker. I think people are taking advantage of the downtime to go buy houses, which is good for the economy.
It is. It depends on what city you're in, too. Like, dude, Austin is the number 1 housing market city in the country right now, and houses are, it is fucking business as usual there. Yeah. What I can't figure out is the rest of the market. You take today. The jobless claims came out for the week. It was another 2.1 million, pushing it over 40 million people who have filed for unemployment. Mm-hmm. This is going to catch up with the market eventually.
Yeah, it does and it doesn't. I mean, look, the market is in some ways a reflection of how the country's doing, but it's not a reflection of how the middle class is doing, because very few people in the middle class have any involvement in the stock market whatsoever.
Right.
And 90% of the people that have any involvement in it are because they're in it's a blind trust or an IRA or some shit like that, or a 401k. It has nothing to do with them day trading. So they're not they're not going out following markets, throwing money on Amazon because they know Amazon sales were going to go up over the last couple of months and shit like that.
Right.
Right. They weren't doing that. So it doesn't really affect them.
But I'd take a company like Apple. Their phones and the majority of their shit is made out of China. Mm-hmm. I don't fucking know anybody who can afford an iPhone right now. To drop $1,500 on an iPhone, a lot of people are out of work.
Well, you don't really drop $1,500 on an iPhone.
Well, yeah, you go the monthly thing, and they put the money down on all that other shit. But still,
fake money.
Yeah, fake money. But eventually, that fake money will catch up to you. And some of these companies, I don't know how long this is going to last for with the market. I look at an Amazon though.
Well, Amazon's down.
Amazon's, during the pandemic, it was up close to 30%. It got up to 2,400 points at one point.
Yeah.
One share of Amazon was $2,400.
Yeah.
Versus a share of Apple is, I think, like $320 right now. Mm-hmm. But Amazon, I understand, because look, America was already headed in this direction with Amazon. Mm. The pandemic just jammed it down everybody's throat that you're going to get shit shipped to your house, and it helped. Whereas Apple and those guys, like, I don't know how many phones are going to get sold. I don't know when China is actually going to be up and running and all that other shit. I wonder what's going to happen to those businesses. The restaurants, still don't know what's going to happen to those. The theaters, so these theater stocks, what's going to happen to movie theaters? What's going to happen when, like, Buffalo Wild Wings reports their quarterly earnings and things like that? Because we're still behind it by a quarter. So that third quarter, is where you're going to see people really report what happened to their businesses during this. And you look at American Airlines, there was a rumor that they were thinking about bankruptcy. CEO came out this morning and said, look, we're not going to file for bankruptcy. Just want everybody to know that. And we've seen an uptick in flights, so people believe, that's everything's going to be all right. We're getting on an American Airlines flight tonight.
I don't know what people believe. I just know they're sick of. I think people are like, you know what? I'd rather die than this.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. Like, this is not the way humans were designed.
It's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hear it, like, even people that are traveling, like, yeah, I'm trying to take precautions and shit, but I'm not staying at home anymore.
No.
Fuck that.
No.
But like, it is funny what you say about the market, because these publicly traded companies that made a lot of money during the pandemic, like Amazon, Zoom.
Zoom was a huge one.
Shopify is a big one.
Yep.
E-commerce platform. They're all slowly dropping now,
right?
Which is healthy. That's how the market should react when there's news that product isn't going to be as necessary than it was before, or maybe it just levels out. And it's good that it levels out, because otherwise you get inflation, right? You don't want that.
No.
So I think the market is reacting properly to what's going on right now.
Yeah, so I would keep an eye on it. The fall is when I expect some form of drop, but we'll see. I mean, look, maybe everything snaps back.
There's probably going to be a $6 to $7 trillion bailout before then, so I don't think you're going to see it, to be honest. I think you might see a week of dips, and then it'll be back.
Man, it's hopeful. I hope so. We'll see. We're hopping on a flight tonight, so we'll report back next week how it was. Is our first time traveling. I know we got an email that says we all have to wear masks on the goddamn flight, so see what happens.
You should wear a GIMP mask.
Oh, and just unzip the mouth to drink. It'd be great. Just put a little screwdriver in there. James is fucking speak of the devil. You're charging up your Raycons on my computer right now as we speak for the flight tonight. That's our next sponsor. Go to buyraycon.com /Drinkin Bros. That's RAYCON. Buyraycon.com /Drinkin Bros. Best headphones in the biz. We actually use this shit, by the way. That's hilarious. Before we got on, you started plugging your shit into mine, James. That's right. You got a new computer. You probably can't. You don't have the dongle, do you?
I don't. I mean, I do have the dongle. It's just, I can never find it.
Yeah, can never find that wispy little dongle. Go to buyraycon.com /Drinkin Bros today. Get wireless headphones that last about 6 hours when you charge them up in this box, dude. This little tiny box I'm holding up right now. They're amazing, man, and they're loud as shit. And you see everybody wearing these in the airports anyways. We were looking for an affordable headphone company to come on board. They're only $65 or 15% off with the promo code, that URL. So go to buyraycon.com /Drinkin Bros today and get the headphones, man. They come with a bunch of rubber earpieces too, so no matter how big your ear hole is, you'll find something to fit in there. It's not sexual, but it's not. Yeah, but it could be, I guess. If you're rich enough, I bet you some rich dudes probably try to stuff his dick in someone's ear. Thinking out loud. Next up, a 103-year-old defeats coronavirus and celebrates with a Bud Light. I did not know, I didn't know that this was real. I follow Bud Light on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I saw this picture of this woman, and I was like, oh, that's a fun little gag, but that's real, huh?
Yeah.
No
yeah,
shit.
she's old as shit.
Yeah, look at this. This you get a chance, go to Bud Light's Instagram and pull this up. But
yeah, throw that picture up there.
The 103-year-old woman.
Those hands are
having a Bud Light. She's 103 though, Jabes.
You know, it's hard for me to look at old people though.
Jesse, that's weird.
What?
That's a weird thing you just
Does it
said.
just remind you that your death is coming soon?
Yeah. That it's upon you?
For sure.
And you're going to have hands like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands and arms.
Hands and arms and feet
and
legs. Yeah, the whole thing.
Wait, your mouth.
You're going to have it.
The mouth is always weird.
Yeah, but apparently she's a hardcore Boston sports fan, so she obviously isn't that great.
No. Super huge Red Sox and Patriots fan, so I was like, when I read that part of it, I'm like, fuck this old man.
Tommy.
Never mind.
Yeah, no, she's had a great 20 years. Boston's won fucking everything for the last 20 years.
She stuck around long enough to fucking...
Yeah, she got to see the Red Sox win.
She was 70,
Patriots,
75, 80.
Celtics, yeah.
And then all of a sudden they started winning.
Yeah.
80 years old.
Yeah.
After years of being shit.
Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah, it's a funny story.
It is a funny story. I didn't think this was real. I thought Bud Light had just put this up. That's awesome because the can looks like it's 88 ounces. But it's simply because of how
She's a
small
tiny,
she is.
frail Polish woman.
Got it.
Yeah, so she was the first person to get coronavirus in her nursing home. And they thought she was going to die. I mean, obviously, she's 103. She could die from, like, sneezing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they thought she was going to die, but she recovered and wanted some Bud Light afterwards, which, shout out to Post Malone for
sure.
inventing Bud Light. He
Yep.
invented Bud
I
Light.
feel like he did.
Yeah.
And Bud Light, if you're out there and you want to sponsor the show, why don't you pop on in, dude?
I'd never
Love to
heard
have
of
you.
him until Post Malone. I was a Bud heavy guy.
Oh, that's funny, man. I love the Bud Heavies. They made a bunch of veteran cans for Memorial Day too.
Yeah, that was right after they sold to a foreign company. That's why they did that.
No shit.
Yeah.
Who do they sell to?
It's a Belgian company. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Those guys are buying up everything.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Yeah, they're all. It's funny, man. All these beverage companies are all monopolies now behind the scenes.
Yeah.
If you look at who owns them and all that shit, like they have like 66 brands. I think Corona is owned by one of them too. Where it's just like, oh, cool. Is that a Chinese company owns Corona now?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It looks like Budweiser's owned by Anheuser-Busch now, actually.
It's not Johnny Budweiser.
Oh, Interbrew. That's who owns them.
Okay. It's not. I thought it was Johnny
But
Budweiser.
Interbrew merged with Ambev and Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
So now it's semi-American owned again.
All right. At least you got one in
But
there.
they did that whole like they went around, which it was a smart marketing play. They went around and got every veteran that worked for Bud Light, every single one of them.
Okay.
And made fucking commercial campaigns.
Yeah. I saw the cans.
Which is fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of people trying to use Memorial Day to sell their products, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
But you got to take it. You have to take it in context. Like Ghostbed, for example, does that. But they have a persistent deal for all veterans
But here's the
that
thing.
never goes away. Like
Yeah.
they've made
Yeah.
a real commitment to the community, so they're clearly not trying to profiteer off of it.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference. You know what I mean?
And they, it's funny. I don't think they started until after Memorial Day, actually.
Yeah.
It was Tuesday. So,
Yeah.
Next up, China drafts sovereign immunity bill to fight global coronavirus lawsuits. These motherfuckers, man. I wondered if there was going to be some retribution where people, not just other countries, but states come after China and sue for this. I don't know what the legalities are this, and if anything could ever possibly be done.
Well, we'll
where
see.
would these play out? What court, though? Where would these? So hypothetical. Let's say I think in Missouri was one that I saw sued China. What court does that go to, and who represents China on that?
They can be tried in federal courts or world courts, but they can be tried in federal courts, and then if provided that the what do you call it, the global community supports the finding. So like if Somalia took the U.S. to court, like sued us for a gajillion dollars or some shit, they'd be like,
Right.
shut the fuck up. But if the global community comes against one organization and sues them, usually you can get some stuff done. And it can be applied to like trade agreements and all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of things to be done. So people are now allowed to sue Saudi Arabia. Like 9/11, the families of 9/11 victims can sue Saudi Arabia.
No shit.
Yeah. There's a law in America that prevents private citizens from suing foreign governments. And it took years. It took 13 years, I think, for it to even get into the courts for the victims of the 9/11. Or families
Jesus
of the
Christ.
And then
Who pays for that?
private organizations mostly. But it came out after in 9/11.
Right.
Like he was paying these two dicks that lived in California to, like they were handlers here in the States for terrorists.
Okay.
They were like, they made sure they had room and board, made sure they stayed clear of police, made sure they had money, whatever the fuck. So that got directly linked to the the Saudi royal family and the government. Then they were able to sue after that, but this one's going to be trickier because we haven't really proved that China has done anything yet, and it's going to be tough to prove it.
I agree, which is, when I hear stories like this, it's like, man, why waste the money?
Well,
Why
it's
waste
not
the
just
time?
us. I mean, Italy, Nigeria, Turkey, India have all, as countries, brought lawsuits against China now.
What if they came together, their militaries came together and just sent a couple messages
Well,
to China?
India's got the bomb.
Yeah.
China, I don't think. Does
I don't
China
know.
have nukes?
I believe they do, yes. I believe so. But I'm surprised because, you look at the worldwide death toll. We just crossed 100,000 yesterday from coronavirus. It's probably over, what, 400,000 deaths around the world right now?
Yeah.
That is more than most modern wars combined, all of them, death-wise. I'm surprised there hasn't been any talk behind the scenes of, all right.
We killed millions of people in Vietnam.
No, I'm saying the modern wars. So, like, the ones of, like, the last 10 or 15 years, right? Like, has there been anything that's been...
It depends on what estimates you believe. I mean, some estimates say that almost 500,000 Iraqi citizens, not soldiers, have been killed over the last...
No shit.
Yeah. So I guess it depends on what numbers.
Yeah, I guess so. Either way, it's a gigantic number. And I'm surprised there's not been any talk behind the scenes of, like, hey... 360,000? Yeah. So... I'm shocked by it. The lawsuits to me is a waste of time and money. I don't know what's going to happen with something like that, and I don't know who's going to answer for it. And it's a communist country, and we're not going to get the real goddamn answer of what happened over there.
Well, what they did was the CNP's Congress, which is like our Congress. So they have two legislative bodies just like we do. They have a Congress and a Senate just like we do.
Okay.
So their Congress, their House, which is the lower level but larger organization, has passed a bill saying "fuck you" to everybody.
Got it.
And look, they're not going to be forthcoming with any of their information.
No.
They know that this is a problem for them. I wonder if they're not going to make some kind of deal, to be honest, because if society and those hinterland western provinces depend on exports, they would not exist. They would be poor. It would be like fucking 1000 AD there if they didn't have that. So I don't know what the fuck they're going to do, to be honest. I know that being dicks about it right now is not the way to fucking go about it. Like, if you did something fucked up and you're trying to figure out what it is, maybe say, hey, hold on, let us figure out what happened, but don't say fuck you guys and pass legislation to that effect.
But that's all China's ever done, and that's all they know. Same with Russia. The only thing that compares to this Eastern Europe and all that other shit, and Russia didn't pay anything for that. They didn't do anything. And that, to my knowledge, I don't think anybody sued Russia from these other countries. And Russia basically just said, fuck off. We handled it, and it's done, and sorry about your loss, G.
Well, there's been precedent set, but it wasn't really enforced. Like that lawsuit against Missouri and Texas are suing them as well. But you need
We'll see. Last but not least, former Pelosi aides, Love Nance, cash in as coronavirus lobbyist. Pelosi advisor, have registered as lobbyists on behalf of dozens of companies seeking benefits from coronavirus
pandemic for 50 clients so far in the first quarter and made about $2 million doing it. So here's what's happened. The government at large, but let's just talk about Pelosi specifically, since she decided to put herself out there and walk through Chinatown without a mask and tell everybody they should come visit there, and then 2 weeks later start calling Trump a racist for his fucking travel ban. Let's talk about this old piece of shit for a minute.
Yeah.
By the way, if you know that fucking road that goes through San Francisco where there's the outdoor gym right before you go up the hill to get to the Golden Gate Bridge, that really nice condo complex on the left side of the road is where she lives if you want to go hang out at her house.
Yeah.
When she's in the city, which is probably where she is now.
Everybody knows that, though. That's common information. So
you can look it up on the internet because she has to give her. She's a elected
any politician, any elected official.
But anyway, let's focus on her. So she helped. Well, first she denied the concept of a pandemic. Then she helped drum up fucking panic, right?
Yeah.
Created panic, and then she helped. All these people that are fucking now lobbyists helped her develop a plan to give a huge stimulus package, the CARES Act, that was mostly like all the rest of these stimulus packages, handouts to rich motherfuckers that don't necessarily need that money, right? It doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on, you're sucking some rich dude's dick.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So they did that. And then she fucking releases her staff out into the wild to go fucking harvest that money that she just made for them. This is criminal bullshit. Like, I can't believe this is happening and no one cares. This seems insane to me that this is happening and no one gives a shit.
Well, if you think about it, there's so much going on right now. If you were going to do it, now is the time, because you're focused on a million different things going on in the world. You have the election coming up. You have the pandemic. You have, the riots. I mean, there's so much shit going on. Like, stuff like this, I'm starting to think that normal people just assume now that it's like, oh yeah, we're getting fucked over by these guys. Like, but I've got other things to worry about throughout my day.
Maybe. I mean, this is legit organized crime. It's how it works.
Right.
Like you create a situation where you can fucking steal money from the government, but you can't go pick it up, so you just have your fucking people go pick it up. That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
And
it's old school mafia.
There's different kinds of people in life. I mean, if you see some kind of panic or pandemic or just some kind of shitty situation happening, and your first thought is to how can I profit off of this, and not how can I help make this better for the most amount of people, then you are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I hope she dies sooner than later.
Well,
honestly.
she's 80, so
She definitely will.
Yeah, you're gonna get your wish soon. I would imagine.
She's just human garbage.
Yeah.
But it's not just her, and it's not just Democrats, frankly.
No, look on the Republican side. There was that fucking Dick Burr guy.
Oh, they all got acquitted.
Yes, they did. That was yesterday.
You know why?
No.
Because people that are in charge of the Department of Justice are like, hey, we're all doing that, and if you bust them, you're going to have to bust us too. The only people who don't do it are Ross Perot, Donald Trump, Michael Bloomberg, people that were already rich and spent their own monies on their money on their campaigns. Every other single politician is a corrupt piece of shit. Every one of them. Sorry.
It's true. They all get acquitted yesterday, by the way. Even Dick Burr from North Carolina, that fuck. Now's the time where we get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. This one was submitted by Kyle Haddock. He says, hey, guys, I'm a longtime fan and a cruise member. Ooh. Man, if you were on that cruise, it almost seems like that thing never happened. Like, it was so crazy and unbelievable that you were like, man, if you were there and you experienced it.
It was 9 months ago. There might be
amazing.
some bababies born from that
We're
cruise.
bonded for life.
Yeah, for sure, man. That was fun as shit. Longtime fan and cruise member. I wanted to nominate my wife, Natalie, and her father, Christopher Bolin. He was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer back in September. It was glioblastoma, the same shit that McCain ended up having. He's been fighting the fight, and out of nowhere, he took a deep dive last week. Basically became bedridden and unable to communicate at the end of Monday. Today, this morning, he took his last breath and passed in his sleep. He was a helicopter pilot for the Marine Corps, and certification for these two. Keep being fucking awesome. No, Kyle, you keep being fucking awesome, man. And we appreciate all the support and you guys listening over the years, and all the support for all of these companies and Black Rifle Coffee and everything else. And our thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family during this time. Cheers. Cheers, Kyle. Man, we're going to put the mask on, Jabe, right now. We're T-minus 2 hours here.
I've had enough of these people.
We've had
Drinkin' Broettes, Savage Saturdays, Drinkin' Bros Sports, Ross Patterson Revolution. We're all on there under the same channel on YouTube, trying to create a little TV network and rate the show. Rate Drinkin' Bros podcasts on iTunes. Give it a quick review and a risk. For D'Anthony Hollaway, Jessie Wiseman, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.